is rather an argument for mutual, overlapping action and for a many-sided movement. It's an invitation to develop the societies that we want for our children, our siblings, our elders, our infirm, our planet. Here's the reality. Modern U.S. capitalism has created a scenario where, as of December 2022, 1% of the population, which is predominantly white, holds more of the country's $140 trillion in wealth than the bottom 90% of the population. With such a skewed, lopsided, and racialized distribution of asset ownership, democracy is effectively impossible. A popular, potentially apocryphal version of this idea is often attributed to former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis. We can either have democracy or great concentration of wealth, but we cannot have both. Millennia before Brandeis expressed that sentiment, Jesus addressed this moral contradiction in similarly stark terms, declaring that we cannot serve both God and mammon. And his mother Mary, in her prophetic song before his birth, declared that the rich will be sent away empty, the hungry filled with good things, the mighty pulled down from their thrones. Building a democracy where working people have a governing say at the workplace, at the ballot box, in society, and within mass media will require, at minimum, having a totally different conversation about money, public finance, and wealth than the one we're having now. Those most responsible for creating our wealth and our way of life, the multiracial population of folks working on farms and in warehouses, office spaces, ports, and homes, deserve substantial agency in setting the terms and rewards of their labor and collective inventiveness. This vision is effectively the polar opposite of how work is currently organized in our country. Frankly, beloveds, we are in a crisis situation, one that will require the full measure of our moral outrage, vivid faith, and collaborative problem solving. This book is a summons to realize the best of the multiple faith traditions and political perspectives that shape our public life. Contrary to dominant narratives of austerity, scarcity, and exaggerated cries of resource constraints, there are more excellent ways to tell the story of our economy and to make joint decisions about our common life. Telling better stories and making more equitable decisions demand that we ask a better set of questions. Who gets to live where and why? Who owns the supply chains upon which we all depend? Whose childhoods are well-resourced and in what respect? Who gets to enjoy good medical care, affordable housing, living wage jobs, well-kept parks, well-run mass transportation? Who gets to retire well, and on what terms? Who exactly determines the governing principles of production, distribution, and access to public goods that everyone needs but few enjoy? A recurring line of reasoning in this book is that there is plenty good room for all of God's children to lead fulfilling lives. Lives rooted in an intertwined blend of material abundance and cultural enrichment. Lives that are meant to be enjoyed as widely, as deeply as possible. Black Social Christianity. The title of this book, Plenty Good Room, emerges from a saying in Black churches across the United States.